This is Valerie Henry Guillaume, and I'm coming to you again with another shocking expose involving the Canadian judge Howard Leibovitch. Now, if you've been following me, you've seen previous videos that I've posted in regards to this judge and his actions towards me, which not only violate my rights on the Canadian domestic laws, but also on the international human rights laws. I want to mention today what he has done. So, in my video yesterday, I exposed a clerk in the Superior Court of Justice, Newmarket Civil. And so earlier this morning, they sent me an email. I got an email from this same person I exposed yesterday with a response from the senior regional judge, Howard Leibovitch. And what he did was to deny my urgent motion, where I was and still am facing irreparable harm by being made homeless by the homeless shelter. And so in his view, and I'm posting his response, by the way, so you can also view it for yourself. In his view, my situation is not an urgent situation. So let me break it down for you. On the international human rights laws, adequate housing, the state cannot assign certain treaties to follow international human rights standards on people in my condition, homelessness. But let's break it down even further. The Canadian government also has a human rights law, a housing law under its National Housing Strategy Act, which was established in 2019, which I'm not even going to read it, but if you go there and read the preamble, it specifically speak about people in my situation. Consider us as vulnerable people, a vulnerable group, meaning those who are facing homelessness. What I'm trying to say is this judge is extremely corrupt. You will see my response to him, because I do not respect him, because when you come up against a judge who has no respect for the law himself, you cannot respect someone like that. Okay, you cannot. He has done a disservice to the Canadian public. He has done a disservice to his appointment as a judge, where he is required to be fair, non-biased, to respect different groups of people that appears before him. And I know that what I faced from him was systematic racism because I'm black, but also it's also a personal attack against me, because in my motion, in another subsequent motion that I will be making, what he's doing is protecting the municipality, because it was the municipality or the region and the housing provider who acted together, because they're corrupt, and I'm going to expose that. In circumventing me having them investigated for breaching the Housing Services Act, and asked me to leave the shelter, the homeless shelter. So this regional judge does not see me as being facing irreparable harm by being made homeless by the actions of the housing provider and the local government, the municipality. His decision is extremely corrupt. My response to him was that I was looking forward to seeing him prosecuted in the ICC, which I am looking forward 100% to seeing prosecuted for abusing my human rights. This is cruel, unusual treatment or punishment under the Rome Statutes, crimes against humanity. That's what he's going to be prosecuted for, as well as for committing torture against me. Those two main ones. So he can look forward to that. There is massive corruption in the Canadian judicial system, and it needs to be addressed. And I don't see anyone doing that, no one else doing that except me. You'll see a few other people come on YouTube and talk about the situation, but it is such a massive problem that it will take much more than, these videos that we're putting out to address the problem. It needs to be addressed on an international level, and of course it's not going to happen because Canada has bought its way with the ICC. It has its own judges there sitting as a judge in the ICC, which I don't give a damn about. It has ambassadors with the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, so it can block our petitions there. And it has certain positions with the UN. So it has put itself in strategic positions so that its human rights abuse cannot be addressed properly under international laws and standards by the governing bodies that are put in place to deal with that. Nevertheless, individuals like myself can prosecute individual Canadian. It doesn't matter if they're judges or ministers or whoever. They can be prosecuted for committing crimes under the Rome Statute. And this senior regional judge now has put himself in that position to be prosecuted in the ICC. There's absolutely no fucking way he's going to abuse my rights, force me into homelessness, which is against the law itself, and still continue as a senior regional judge. I want to see him off the bench. So one of my letters is going to be to Sean Fraser, the ministry. I think he's the Attorney General of Canada, because he appointed this man as a judge to represent the public interest, and he has not done that. I have put my evidence out on my YouTube channel for you to see that I'm not making up the things that he has done. How can a senior regional judge come to such a conclusion as that unless his decision is based on his own personal bias? I'll tell you another reason why he made a decision to deny my urgent motion, which he think is going to stop it in the court. It's not. Okay? So it's not going to stop it. I'm going to continue with my urgent motion because I am still facing homelessness, and I have the right to have that addressed by the court. So I'm continuing. But his decision need to be looked at seriously because he's not fair. He doesn't respect somebody's charter rights, and he made that decision because I exposed Tracy Stickwood, who is a clerk in the court who works very closely with him and other judges, and I exposed her because what they've been doing is completely disrespect me as far as the court procedures and processes. They will take unnecessary delay to deal with my matters and cause me irreparable harm. Now, this is not acceptable, and so that's why I exposed Tracy Stickwood yesterday in the media, and I was expecting something like this, and sure enough, he responded by dismissing my urgent motion. Well, that's not the end of it. I'm continuing with my urgent motion in the court, but this corrupt senior regional judge needs to be removed from the bench. You need to be removed from the bench because he does not represent all of Canadian society. He does not represent me as a black woman in the court. He doesn't care about my safety. He doesn't care about my health. He doesn't care about my constitutional rights. He doesn't care about anything, okay? And I'm glad I had the opportunity to expose his corruption by posting those videos of him in the media so that the public can have a view of what he's really like in the courtroom. He does not represent the administration of justice. He does not represent our interests in the court as members of the public, and this needed to be exposed in the media, and this is what I'm doing today. You dismissed my urgent motion for someone who's facing homelessness and irreparable harm. That's corrupt. So I will keep you posted as this matter goes before the ICC and also the Canadian Judicial Council in regards to this corrupt judge. There's another piece of corruption that's going on in regards to Sutherland, and I'm going to make another video in regards to him. He's another judge that I exposed in regards to this urgent motion. So they're all conspiring about me, and they're very angry that I exposed them in the media in regards to this situation. So his corruption involved the fact that he and his judicial assistant, Karen Bunbury, has been discussing a matter case conference outside of the courtroom with the lawyer. They just have me attached, but they were on their email, but they were not discussing it with me. They were not doing that. So here's what they did. I didn't hear back from Karen Bunbury because she, despite the fact that I said I was not available on June 11th, she and the same corrupt judge, Sutherland, went ahead and confirmed the case conference with the lawyers for 1:15 p.m. in the afternoon, after they received notice from me that I was not available on June 11th. So now they even try to circumvent this even more with the decision of the senior regional judge by dismissing my urgent motion, right? Nevertheless, I continue with my urgent motion in the courts. It's not the end of it. I didn't hear back from Karen Bunbury, who is the judge's assistant for a number of them, including Sutherland, because they don't need to respond, because now the senior corrupt piece of shit judge, our Leibovitch, dismissed my urgent motion. That's not the end of it, though. I'm continuing the court with my urgent motion. So, but I imagine that they're going to vacate that case conference on June 11th, which I couldn't attend in the first place. Well, I have my work cut out for me with dealing with these corrupt judges in Canada. But you know what? Let them have their time today. I will have my time in the court prosecuting them. And I hope that it will make a difference to those who have faced similar situations like I'm facing right now. I'm still facing the irreparable harm because I'm still in a homelessness situation. And based on that, it's cruel and unusual treatment and also torture. And for those things, Leibovitch, Sutherland, and Bird will be prosecuted in the International Criminal Court. And I will keep you posted on that.